On this episode of Love Social, having kids can be rough on the sex life. Am I right, guys?
Yeah, and one thing we used to do is it everywhere.
Yeah, well, if you're an avid listener and has kept up with our season 1, you know that on Fuck Them Kids and Little Cock Blockers, spontaneity has not been in existence lately.
So today, we're going to be diving into the freakiest places we've done things, what spontaneity looked like after we had our first kid, what it looks like now after 3 kids, and what we're doing to get it back and keep it spicy.
So keep it right here. This is going to be an episode you do not want to miss. On season 2, episode 3, Spontaneous Combustion.
Combustion.
Love Social.
Let's go, y'all.
Sky turns gray against a fiery display of red and golden hues, like the day I fell for you. So what will you do when the sun begins to fall? I'm waiting here for you. Won't you answer my call? Don't you wanna get cozy with me?
My bad, y'all. That was my bad. Welcome to season 2, episode 3.
Love Social.
Spontaneous
Combustion.
That's my shit.
Where we be talking about, now I'm gonna mess up the lyrics, but Normandy Wild Side. Take me on a ride, boy. Show me your wild side, boy. No, it's been a ride, boy. Anyway,
Okay.
we're gonna be talking about where we combusted.
Okay.
Anywhere, everywhere.
Wide face.
Prior to kids, during kids, just everything. Because you know, when you have kids, it's like that romantic part of why you guys were and you know how you came to be. It kind of get put on the back burner. Like it's a crutch, if you will. And you know that sexual spontaneity, it just no longer exists. And for the better part of our marriage, we found that to be in fact true. So we kind of lost ourselves in parenting and prioritizing the kids. And it began to take a toll on us, like mentally, emotionally, romantically, all of the E's. I mean, it's no surprise. We've discussed these again, like in episodes prior, Little Cock Blockers and Fuck Them Kids. So
Yes.
again.
So make sure y'all check out season 1.
There you
if
go.
you haven't heard season 1 yet.
There you go.
It's out there. It's available.
But anyway, having kids for some couples, obviously depending on how engaged you are, we can lose ourselves in our kids and our why for being together. So take, for example, CJ and I. We went from passionate, lustful quickies, doing it anywhere, anyhow, to
You know, if I can get that music cleared.
routine slowies, which is counterintuitive to us just not having enough
Terry side
time.
booty. Terry
Man,
side booty.
I'm telling you.
If you ever seen what's the show? The Barbershop. Terry side booty.
Yeah, so take us on a journey, CJ. Prior to having kids, what was our sex life like?
Oh, this is your music cue, but let me go ahead and
Yeah, I'm gonna put you on the spot.
yeah. Well, maybe fade you out. Put my story music on.
Oh, God.
So, yeah, you know, when we met, we was getting real freaky, y'all. I'm talking back breaking, pounding, because, you know, she was built like my favorite porn star at the time, Pinky.
Yeah, Pinky. I'm not built like Pinky now.
No. Pinky in the prime. But anywho, you know, we started dating. Let me see. So the first time, I don't know if we should. First time we met, yeah, we did.
Oh, the first. Yeah, we don't need to. That's embarrassing.
We did some things. That was pretty cool. First time I had Jimmy John's, by the way.
Yeah.
I mean, there've been other times. I think one of the craziest places we've had had sex.
Did the thing.
Initially was on our way back from Mackinac Island. We stopped at a rest stop.
That's the first thing you think about? Yep. No.
We stopped at a rest stop.
No, going to Mackinac Island.
Yeah, going to. Road, got some road thunder. And so I couldn't imagine this being my sister.
That was kind of scary because you had told me stories about like accidentally putting the shifter in like another gear while you're driving and messing up the transmission. So that was I was scared to do that, but it was all about just being in tune with one another. And I wanted to make you feel good and give you those experiences. So
yeah, and it was fun. I mean, I think the craziest, I guess not the craziest place. We've done it. So, for example, I used to work at a job and I had access to a lot of space. And Miss KiKi baby used to come up to the job, and we had this little area of that space that we were kind of off camera.
It was the blind spot.
Yeah. So the only reason I knew it was a blind spot is because, well, I had access to all the cameras. I look at my old employees. I hope y'all not listening. But yeah, we used to get.
If you see me coming up there all the time, now you know why I was up there.
She was dropping off her lunch.
Yes.
Nasty time.
See, it was those times, during college. I'll be at home and he'll be at work, and I'll be like, you know what? It's about that time. Send him a quick, sex text or something.
Yeah.
A little boob, a little butt. And then next thing I know.
Yeah. And we're going to get into what that looks like now, because I don't get no news now. The kids got all that. The kids got access to everything.
Yes.
So I can't see shit. I don't have freedom to do nothing. Why don't you tell them about the time when we first started dating? You made that special. Oh, hold on. You said I got to look the right way. We got the cameras messed up, so I got to look at the wall. Why don't you tell me about? I wish I could record how I look talking to her right now, because I'm talking to the wall. Let me fake it. Why don't you tell me about that? I'm fried. Sorry. Why don't you tell me about that time that you made that little Valentine's Day present for me? Tell me about that little story.
Oh, yes. So,
hold on, let me cue some music for you. Go ahead.
So, back in the day, a lot of some of you millennial and Gen Zs would know nothing about this, but this was pre-smartphone technology. So we were in college and I had a digital camera. That's it. No, the cameras on the phones were shitty, so there was no taking pictures with that. So I was like, what better present to give my man than a calendar full of me in different positions and different lingeries. So that's what I did. I took my digital camera, I put it on the timer, like the 10-second timer. I would get in my pose and take a picture. And the very last month was a nude, but it was a very tasteful nude. It was one where I wasn't showing too much, more of like a silhouette.
No, yeah, you didn't really show nothing. It was like
because I was afraid that it would end up in the wrong hands.
Thank God.
Because it did. But yeah, it was very cute just to have a calendar full of me, a different surprise every month.
That was the last thing I got. That was old, like 09 or something. Good times. Yeah, well, apparently, not apparently, but unfortunately, what she failed to tell y'all is that we used to rent furniture from Aaron's. If y'all live in Michigan, y'all know about Aaron's.
Yeah.
We used to rent furniture from Aaron's, and we returned some damaged furniture. Well, we forgot to clear out everything, and that calendar was since the year had already passed. I just had it as momentous at this point, but it was in my nightstand. And basically, it got returned back to Aaron's. And not only did Aaron's get it, the manager called and she's like, "Hey, we found your magazine in the nightstand." I'm like, "Oh shit!" I know them motherfuckers I know they was at Aaron's getting off because Kiara was before Meg. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you, babe.
Look, I forgot the music was on. That's what I was trying to do. Yeah, so that motherfucker was out there. So then we was like, yeah, we want to come pick it up. We go to pick it up, and they were like, oh no, we took care of it. Mm-hmm. We shredded it. Somebody got. It's just sad to think my baby out there cum stained, probably sitting there. Somebody, all the paper probably all curled up and ink bled on it and shit.
Yep.
Yeah, that was embarrassing. And I was like, damn, somebody out there knows like every intimate part of you. Maybe, I mean, thank God there wasn't nothing really nude in it.
Exactly. I knew better.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah. Plus, we hadn't really been, I don't think, no, that was like a few months in. Uh-huh. Because we started dating July 2008. Mm-hmm.
So it had to be for your birth. If it was your birthday,
it was February. Yeah. It was Valentine's Day. I think
okay.
they gave it to me for Valentine's Day. Mm-hmm. And no, you're right. It was my birthday. That year.
I thought so.
It was my birthday that year, and we hadn't really been together that long, so it was tasteful. But I was like, okay, look at you. So, yep, that was it, y'all. That was the last time I got something that crazy. And then the other time, since she told y'all about what's the thing called? She told y'all about the calendar. Mm-hmm. We were at Key Lime Co.
Oh man, you was gonna take mine. That was my.
Oh,
yeah.
go,
no.
Well, go ahead.
So I will say that is when we're talking about public locations. So he's named off a few. I mean, I'm pretty sure probably everybody has done something in the movie theater, but this particular time.
Oh yeah, we did. We have done it in movie theaters. Yeah, a couple times. Yeah, we go buy a movie,
especially if we're there by ourselves. Oh, you might.
If we go to a movie, we wait till everybody's out, and then boom, shakalaka. Yep. Oh, you know what? Hold on, before you get into before you get into that story that you was gonna tell about the well, I'm gonna let you tell it in a minute, but because I forgot. I remember this was actually so in the beginning, in the intro we talked about we're gonna go through from like some of the speakers. I'm gonna try to transition towards when Kiara was pregnant. This was like her last hoorah. She was pregnant with our oldest, and we were at the mall, and we got those family restrooms, and so she went into one of the family restrooms to use the bathroom. So I'm just standing out there being a good good husband at this point, and then all of a sudden, I don't know, I can't remember if you texted me or something you did, but you told me to come in the bathroom, so I'm going in the bathroom thinking something wrong. Mm-hmm. I open the door. Now, everybody can see the door. It's the family restroom. She in there busting wide open over the sink, pregnant and all.
Hey.
So, yeah,
Well,
your
since we talking about freaky but pregnant, you forgot about when I was pregnant with our youngest. And for our anniversary, we went on the train trip from Washington to Oregon.
Oh, yep.
And now he got us a nice little suite.
Hold on, mm-hmm. Exactly, because that's what it's all about. See, this is we kind of jumping around, so follow us. But yeah, that's how we're keeping it. The Spot Nanny. That's a perfect example. So I am very spontaneous as far as like doing events and stuff like that. Spontaneous purchases, right? We just got an RV for fucking why. We gonna be outside getting it in out here. Mm-hmm. But I am very spontaneous. Like I try to do trips and stuff like that and surprise the kids and my wife. So that was one of those things where we finally had a sitter. Kiara's mom was in town, so she watched all the kids, and we went down. I rented an Amtrak, one of the sleeper carts, even though it was just a day trip down. We was gonna stay, but I planned this romantic getaway. We took the train to Portland, and then we stayed downtown in Portland. Ate at these fancy restaurants, went to the movies, just had a good time.
Escape room.
Yep, did an escape room. Went to the zoo. And we went over the weekend, but on the way down, we took a sleeper car. That's got the bed in it, the
shower,
the couches, and it's a private room. So of course, I'm just riding the train and I'm reading, just enjoying the scenery. Beautiful ride from Washington to Oregon. beautiful ride if you ever want to take the train. And next thing you know, she goes and locks the door, keeps the curtains open too. So and we just getting it in.
Hey.
It's like it's the craziest. It was the craziest time. Yeah.
I don't mind it. Well, when you're on a passing train, who gonna look? And how long can you really get a look? Like, sometimes being spontaneous and having that, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know, desire. It's like the fear of being caught or seen just enhances the whole experience.
Yeah, it does. It does make it more of a, it does make it more interesting, more erotic, more exhilarating. Yeah. It's the idea that you're not in a regular place that you're supposed to be doing this stuff. And getting caught. Even though, because if you get caught, it's like, okay, but this is my wife. It's not like I'm getting caught and, it's going to be somebody, like you with somebody you're not supposed to be with. I mean, would I be worried about our jobs and careers? Absolutely. Especially if it's like a couple was caught, out in the middle of the park,
Well, speaking of which, I guess the scariest place we've done it. So, as you mentioned, I'm going to go back in time, pre-kids. We were at Key Lime Cove in Gurnee, Illinois. So if you know where Six Flags is, you probably know where Key Lime Cove is. And so we did a day trip, or did we stay? I don't remember if we stayed the day or
we stayed. Not. We stayed the night. Yeah.
Okay.
Just one night.
So it was just us that happened to go this time, and we were in the jacuzzi. And I don't know what it is about when my husband gets glistening in the water.
I be looking like a boiled hot dog. It's delicious.
I am so turned on, and so it started off in the jacuzzi. And and mind you, we're surrounded by it was packed in the jacuzzi, so it started off there. And so started off with the hands and the touchy feelies, and then I'm like, all right, I need more, I want more. So then you have to wait for him to settle down a little bit, and then
because your boy was in there like plank wood, driftwood in that bad boy in the jacuzzi.
So ironically, the one place we go instead of going to our hotel room was the damn staircase. And we literally did it right there in the staircase where anybody could walk in at any moment.
I was really nervous about that because in my mind I was thinking like, damn, this could be one of those, like, we get caught, we could be ticketed, banned from the place. And, I'm thinking like, damn, we don't know who, but that's the exhilaration. It's like, in situations like that, your body is participating your mind is participating with your dick. So it's like, all right, make it quick, nigga. Like, or you go, like, you better hurry up or otherwise you're going to be stuck. And it's like, whoa. I don't want to be stuck. So now you just, you pumping and you looking at both entrances because we're on like the stairs go like this, like boom, boom. So we're pumping and I'm looking and she's watching. We taking turns. It's like a sting operation, taking turns watching each entrance of the stairwell. Because she just said she didn't take her bottoms or her pajama or her swimsuit off.
Slid the panties right to the side. Ain't got the time to take draws off on sight.
Yeah. See, I told you we broke Hove and B.
Yeah. Exactly.
Hove and B. I mean, but yeah, that was pretty scary. That was pretty scary. Yeah. But yeah. That now, it looks a little different. It does look a little different. I mean, we've done it at friends' house. Friends' houses in the bathrooms. Good times.
So if you ever saw us disappear together,
sorry, Rex. We didn't do anything. We didn't do anything crazy though. But also, what's another place? I mean, we've done. I think some of our kids were conceived in your mom's basement.
Or right next to your mom.
Yeah. No. Don't you say that's not going on here. That's not going on here. Yeah, that's not going on here. Not at all. Get me killed. Anywho, but yeah, we've had some very, very exhilarating experiences.
But that's what I mean. You mentioned your mind is in tune with your body, and that's why I'm saying before we had kids, it was more quickies, erotic, sexual quickies, because we would literally do it anywhere, and we needed to get it done fast. So obviously, it had to be quick. Now it's like a routine, slowy. And I know that you want spontaneity.
Yeah, I want some spontaneity, girl.
Spontaneity. But listen.
See how much of a wavelength we on? I had an edible. And I think it's radiating through her because she ain't shut the fuck up since we put the camera on.
Whatever.
With the giggles. But
anyway, every time we try to be spontaneous with these damn kids, they come and ruin it. Yep. Every single time. We can't sneak away without mommy, daddy. Ah!
I know, and they get into the age where they're like, what y'all doing? Why y'all taking so long?
Let me peek under the door. It's like we have to line the doors with towels or something on the floor, towels, like seal all the ends. It's crazy.
Yep, can't really get into it because it's a different kind of caught when you get caught by your kids, which we did. Oh my! We want. Speaking of, now we're talking about what it looks like when you have 3 kids. So our oldest would have had to been maybe, what is she, 8 going on 9, so maybe 6.
6 probably.
And we was in the kitchen, and we try to, when they upstairs, we can usually tell when they're gonna come downstairs. We can usually hear them and see them. So we always try to get it in. We're just trying to get it in. It was in between some Netflix and chill. And we're at the end of the island. And
in the kitchen.
Laying on the floor, trying to be discreet. So embarrassing. And our oldest just walks into the other living room. We got like the den on one side of the kitchen, the living room. And she just walked in the other living room like a ninja. And I'm down there.
Luckily, I had on a long dress, so I didn't get completely nude.
Yeah, but I was under that dress.
Oh my God.
Getting. I was in there. Yeah.
Eating your lunch.
Yeah, eating my lunch. Doing some nasty time. So then she came around the corner, and she was like, "Mommy," and boy, when I tell you,
I ain't never seen him move so fast.
Man, I tucked and rolled. Now, mind you, y'all, I could have been stood up on the tip of my dick like a clock hand, and you could have just spun me like a top, because I was brick hard with my head under this dress.
Oh my God!
And I had to tuck and roll back around. Luckily, I was in a position to be right on the end of the island, so I tucked and rolled around the corner. And Kiara was able to just throw her dress down. And, of course, being a black mom, she cussed her out. What the fuck you doing? The poor baby just looking like, I didn't know I wasn't supposed to be down here. Right. It was so embarrassing. We finished. I mean,
oh my goodness.
I let her handle it while I'm laying on the side of I'm laying on the side of the island looking like Ebony from the Players Club when Diamond was trying to beat her up in the bathroom. Like, oh, please don't run around this corner. Because usually when one comes, our middle child comes down too. And she's the very nosy, very into it. Like, ooh, what y'all doing? She's at that age where she
Curious George.
Yeah, figuring things out. And so she talking about, she'd have came down there and we would have really been, but we've been fucked. We would have been fucked. So I am so thankful. That's what it looks like now. It like Miss KiKi said, it's not like where before we could get up and go and do what we wanted to do and be anywhere. We had nobody to be responsible for. Right. But now, especially because we have 3 girls, we have to be very careful about how we look, how we do things, how we even dress around each other. Like, you had to stop wearing walking around in your panties and stuff, or putting on pants because. Now the girls are like, "Mommy, you got a big old butt. What you do? I mean, you got some yams, sweet yams."
I know. I have to dress more like a mom, not a MILF.
Yeah.
Because my girls are at that age where they're noticing and they're like, you have a nice body, mommy. I want to look like you. And our oldest is at the point where she wants everything tight, and she has a huge bubble butt, and my poor baby.
Yeah, and
It's big.
they always like putting in their boobs and
They want boobs so bad, but luckily I don't have any, so they might not get
praise
any.
the Lord. But they,
Yep.
they're very curious right now. So we try to be very careful what we do around them. And as a result of that, it's hard to be spontaneous because you ain't got the proper gear on. Now she wearing maternity pants or
Shut your ass up. No,
she got on the Condoleezza Rice 1000. So it's hard to really
look. You
get into some stuff.
you have gotten me new panties. Like women. I know women. I know you guys out here have your period panties and then your sexy panties or your everyday panties. Well, he can't stand my period panties, and so I have to have sexy panties, not the ones that I can throw away at any time if they get messed up.
Yeah, get that shit out of here. Get that shit, absolutely. And then she frugal, so she gonna wear the shit into the ground. So I got you some nice underwear, but also spontaneous now is we do, like, for example, anytime the baby is down, the two oldest, we can usually let them do something that'll keep them occupied and out of our space. It's really the baby that we got to worry about. So we we will try to get it in random rooms in the house. That's like the spontaneous, because we can't leave the house. It's like random rooms in the house, the laundry room, downstairs bathroom.
But that's a part of keeping it spicy too. You don't be mundane and have sex on the bed every single day. Do something somewhere, everywhere, like all the time.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I mean, you see the thing about, there's different levels of spontaneous when it comes to your sex life. To me, spontaneous could be that y'all laying in the bed watching TV and then all of a sudden she whip your dick out and start singing in the mic. Woo! Start singing in that thing. Or she doing something and you crawl under the blankets. Those are spontaneous moments that can happen in the bedroom.
Yes, but the thing, see, this is where we go wrong, is because you want the spontaneity to always come from me, not you. So you wait on me, and then it's like, damn, we ain't never spontaneous because you waiting on me. By the time my mind settles down at night, I don't be thinking about nothing sexual. I be thinking about the back of my eyelids.
Yep.
So
and you know what? I want to talk about that because that's where the kids, really come in. Where, if you talk about what we were doing when we were without kids to where we are now, having kids can definitely not necessarily slow it down because you're not attracted to each other, but it's tiring, right? And as you add more people to take care of, then it really becomes challenging to by the end of the night, we squeeze it in. So yeah, I wouldn't say you fall into routine, but you definitely fall into a pattern where it's more convenient versus you fucking at a convenient time,
right?
Versus fucking at the spontaneous stuff, and so those sessions take longer.
Yes,
because they're almost planned. It's like, okay, we both at work. Then when we get off of work, we have chores, right? Most of my chores involve the dishes and. Yeah, she don't never like me to wash, vacuum in, and then watching TV. And then hers is everything else. And so everything else is hers, And she do the homework. I'm the emergency home worker, in the family. But she do the homework with the kids and then so on and so forth. And then, by the time that we finally get the kids down, they're having 3 kids. They're at 3 different ages. So the 2 oldest are kind of in a routine. They go down. They don't usually get up because we've disciplined them and stay in the room. But the baby she's the wild card. So y'all probably just heard her in the background. It's hard to just sit her down and say, hey, don't come in the room so mommy and daddy can have some private time. So we really have to wait for her to go to sleep. And we could be running to 11, 12 o'clock before we finally able to get intimate. And by then, it's like, all right, grab the toy. Let's get these certain positions that get us from A to B pretty fast because we tired, but we know as married couples, as a married couple, we're committed to like, hey, say we was gonna get busy tonight, so let's not waste this nut. At least that's how I feel. So I can definitely see, how you can lose spontaneity, in your relationship. So So what are some things that you recommend to couples? Because we've had some workarounds navigating with the kids. That was one of the reasons why we got this RV. But what is some of your recommendations?
We have to get back to us and doing what we like to do as a couple and enjoying us and not just dedicating our everything to the kids. And so I would say first and foremost, if you're comfortable enough, I always shower with CJ. We always take a shower so that we maintain that level of, love and passion and just being able to see each other and wash each other every day. So that's one thing. The other thing is just maintain communication throughout the day. The I love you text, I miss you text. Don't lose that when you become, have kids and things like that. Have the time away so you can miss each other so that when you do rekindle, it's like, ooh, I've been waiting for you all day. The next thing I would say is for us ladies to just make time for our husbands and that spontaneity that they want. So you gonna keep laughing at spontaneity.
Spontaneity.
But just because especially if you have kids and young kids or even older kids, put your lingerie on under your clothes so that when your husband gets home, your partner gets home, you can have him rip that stuff off or surprise him with it. I know sometimes you'll be like, if you're in the mood and it's been a good day, I'll just walk in the room and even you will be spread eagle. Or
hold on. Cut this shit off. You about to try to play me.
Spread eagle with my toys ready.
Hold on, hold on.
Or here's your text.
Yeah.
You be like, all right, when I come back in, you need to be up in the air.
But see, that's the thing. You talking about spontaneous. I mean, how spontaneous is that? I got to fucking prep you up because, I get it. You be ready to, you tired. So it's like, you ain't thinking about like, oh, let me just hike it up to this.
Right.
But I be, that's where communication comes into play. We talk a lot about, hey, I'm not satisfied. Because I think the biggest issue is a lot of times you don't go to your partner and say, hey, I miss these things. Like we had a whole conversation about it when it got bad. And it got like we hit rock bottom. I'd say when our youngest was born, because now it's three people, And if you listen to those first episodes last season when we talked about in Little Cockblockers and Fuck Them Kids, one of those episodes we discussed how as every kid came, I slowly got pushed down the totem pole, right?
Priority, yep.
And that's probably how most marriages are when you have kids, or even relationships with kids. And if you're not married, as you get kids, the more kids you have, the further the wedge is between the couple because, you're sharing your affection, you're sharing your love, and a lot of times women have more of a connection with the children than the man does, just naturally. We love them equally, but the affection part is coming more from mom. That as you have more kids, that you sharing that affection and the time and energy with these other creatures. And so now we got 3 of these motherfuckers that take her time and energy, and I'm just getting further pushed down. So that's where the spontaneity goes. I think I was telling you the other day. What did I say? The kid, like when we didn't have kids, it was always like, okay, if we want to do something, let's just do it. And it was literally anywhere. And that's how it was. Pull over side of the road and rest stops, whatever.
Right.
We did it in the tents one time when we went camping. I hope Grandma don't listen to this. But and then we go from that to now it's like, yeah, we gotta be careful. We can't be spontaneous.
Right.
I mean, they cock blocking right now. It's gonna be so much baby sound in the back of this audio and shit. The kids been back there. I can hear my oldest yelling at the dog to leave it. I can hear them banging on the doors, but they have not opened this door yet. So in their minds, they ain't
praise the Lord.
They ain't broke the rules,
right?
Yet. They know not to come in here because we told them we was coming to record. But that's what we deal with. It's not even just sex now that's being blocked and interrupted. Everything is very much so planned now. And then obviously with the surprises, I have to plan to bring the kids because we don't have a sitter. So it's got its challenges. But see, as soon as I say something, then here come the door. But it has its challenges. But again, I like that advice that Kia gave, and I'm a piggyback her advice.
Okay, what you got?
Here's my. Let me cue up my music, girl. So I guess what I would recommend is, if you have jobs that allow you to get away, do some lunches with your special something, especially if you're close, in close proximity. Kia and I are excited because our youngest is going to preschool next year.
Woo!
And that'll allow us to take lunches together and, or spend some time together. We used to, when we didn't have 3 kids and we had 2, they were both in daycare. We would take lunches and go to the apartment and we would get freaky in the pool. Nobody's in it because everybody's in school. And so we're in the pool at the apartment. And yeah. And you know how she gets in the water. I mean, she just told y'all. So, yeah, we would get it on. So just make time if you're in the area where you can be around your loved one, your significant other. Take time and do those little spontaneous things during lunch. Do something freaky. Shit, start getting back to. And that's another thing. Use these phones. Use the technology. Don't just talk on the text. Send your. I send my wife. Reels all the time, freaky reels, right? I send her porn sometimes.
Yeah, because we don't sex back and forth because ain't nobody trying to be exposed all over the interverse.
The interverse. Yeah, we don't want to be on the interverse or the universe or the multiverse, but we got to be careful. I mean, we can't even do. You just got to be creative, right? So our kids have our iPads, our old ones, and so we know they can read. They can read everything now, and they're understanding what things mean. And so we have to do a lot of flirting through Instagram. So we send a lot of nasty Instagrams. I'll send her porn on Instagram. Sometimes little clips and stuff like that. All she send me is the rolling eyes. Or, but sometimes that's necessary. You want to keep it spicy like that. And so that's another thing, man. Use the social media. Send pictures. Do porn. I mean, we had some stories. Season 1, VR sex and toys, I think it was, or sex and dies. Something like that. But we talked about how we use the headset, the VR headsets, the Oculus, all the toys. Yeah, all the toys we use in the bedroom.
Yep. And
I think that's a lot. That's a lot can be had just from incorporating those things along with like, hey, I'm horny. I'm horny. Let me go get the let me send a signal to my man. Look at the man back there. I know. See, cockblockers, I'm telling you. I'm horny. Let me send my. So what she'll do is she'll send me a little peach emoji. And you ain't gotta say too much, or she'll say something like
eggplant.
You gotta, and I'll do it with the little spotlight on the iPhone, like the bat. I call it the dick signal.
Yep.
But no, so incorporate your technology, right? Because this is Love Social. We talk about social media and how it's important to keep it spicy, or to keep a relationship strong. You got to be able to navigate it. So that's how we integrate. If I'm gonna be on my phone, I might send you a couple of things, because I said from early in the story, I had the calendar thing to now we got to get creative in other ways because I can't even do a private folder because the girls know our password. Just in case there's an emergency, we want them to be able to access the phones.
So little smart motherfuckers just be in everything.
I know they be unlocking stuff, going past the face code passes. So it's definitely different ways to move, but it can be possible. And I guess I would say the last thing is be spontaneous in other ways. You don't have to be. It doesn't have to be sexual.
Right.
For example, I'm always texting Kiara like, hey, get the kids a bag together, and we'll just get in the car, and then we'll just be driving, and then boom, I'm taking them to Great Wolf Lodge, or boom, one day we went to Oregon Zoo, did the same thing, just had I'm spontaneous. Same day sometimes I get an idea and I'm like, let's do it, you know?
And it's just the little things too. I mean, sometimes you'll randomly bring home flowers for everyone. And I love that you treat the girls the same. And so you're giving them that experience of what a good man is.
Yeah, because ain't no nigga going to be able to take care of my kids.
That's right.
Better than me. Ain't no. Right. Then these knuckleheads. They're going to know what a real man is. So they'll never settle, you know. You going to call them what you want, but what you ain't going to call them is
an easy
dumb.
catch.
Yeah, easy. Yeah. Hoes. They going to know. Like, so my daddy did that for me, the flowers and shit. Because I do. I got them their first little necklaces, their first gold necklaces, first gold earrings, you know. Whatever they want, they can get. But I'm teaching them to be humble and to, you know, they're good kids and they see everything. And so, yeah, you gotta be careful with these motherfuckers. But in navigating your sex life with kids, it doesn't have to be difficult. I think the biggest thing that changed for us, because it wasn't always as great as it is now to where we're openly talking about it on a podcast. We had a breaking point. Like, it was just like we sat down and said, listen, first it was me, like, hey, like, I'm not getting enough sex, you know. And we used to talk to our other married couple friends, our best friends, like family. We would talk to them about it, like, and they would give us advice, like, y'all just need to be honest with each other and say, because, you know, if we both on the side unhappy, you could run into situations where that's where you start to wonder, you know, or start to look around.
So compromises have to happen, because I'm pretty sure at that same time, I was feeling just overwhelmed and just with life and kids, and I didn't have any energy to give to you. And so, yes, of course you felt like, you know, I'm not fulfilling your needs and you're not fulfilling my needs as far as helping me out so that I'm not feeling as exhausted. So I agree that communication was key, and it should remain steady throughout your relationship, because that's going to help you. I know I roll my eyes every time you send me something, but it's usually, okay, you got to type. It's always Megan Thee Stallion shaking her ass. And so what do? I'm like, okay, well, this is what he likes. This is what he wants.
That's an ass right there. Sorry. That's going to scare somebody that going to be driving down the street.
She is 10 years younger than me. I can't keep up with her. I try to have the Megan Thee Stallion knees, but I got the dirty 30 knees, okay? Yeah. They don't work like that. So that's why I got the horsey.
But you know what? You know, I just be talking shit when I send that stuff to you, because I send you Ashanti and all of that. You know, I think that's just where we at. I think that's just where we at with it.
But they all have the same body type. So what do? Okay, this is what he likes, so I better keep up with that and maintain the sexiness.
But you do, and not only that, I mean, it ain't like their body types are all the same. They thick butt and hips and thighs. You know, that's my thing. So yeah, I like Ashanti and I think the only outlier would be like Beyonce, but like Ashanti and Meg, the body types. And so, I mean, look, you be looking at niggas I know ain't gonna look like Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Man, every woman like Dwayne.
Omari Hardwick and all of them.
He is small. You can look like him. He probably only 5'10" or something.
Yeah, he ain't looking. I know, you know. Chris Brown, I can't compete with that.
Chris Brown don't have no body. He's just dreamy in the sense that he can sing to me.
Oh, shut your ass
and
up.
Dance.
Dreamy, yeah, your old thought. Anyway, but yeah, listen. We have definitely come a long ways. Once we opened up that communication with each other and started saying, listen, we got to get something. I mean, there was compromise. It was awkward at first.
It was.
We started with a routine that was recommended to us by our family, our couple friends and family. Like, get into a routine, like promise to do it these days, and when you have this kind of time. And it seems uncomfortable at first or awkward, but you gotta find a way to start getting back to because sex doesn't always have to be this big spectacle, right? Sometimes the best sex is the sex that's exhilarating, like y'all just both raving horny. And so it's fast. I mean, it's quick, you know, 5 minutes maybe, but that'd be like the best 5 minutes of your life, you know, for both parties, especially if y'all both are there. And that's where I think being spontaneous really really.
And that also got us started on toys too, more incorporating toys after we had that communication, because we were looking for things to make it more fun and something to look forward to. And I'm like, when I first got the toy, I'm like, yes, this is something that really enhances our sex life. So I look forward to playing with my toy and playing with you.
Yeah. Well, and then, I think another thing is that also helped us, explore other avenues like the video games or, doing the headsets or just watching more porn together. I think it's a lot of things. The technology has definitely helped. We've watched porn on our phones. We've done a lot of things with the VR, and we've had videos.
Yep.
Yeah, we've had videos.
We'll film each other ourselves and then watch that back as our own porn. But again, it's really hard to do that with these.
We
kids.
Gotta watch it once. So we can only save it for
watch
so
it,
long.
delete it.
Because there's been some times we're like, oh shit, they because and you put it in the cloud, it goes on all of your devices.
Yep.
So it's definitely scary. But let us know how y'all have kept it spicy.
Yes, and maintain that spontaneity.
Yes, hit us up on social media at Love Social ENT on Instagram. That's also the Facebook.com/Love Social ENT. I am at CJ from the Ski on Instagram, and I think I do have a Twitter, but I don't be there. And what's your handles? Your pages are private, but
my pages are private, but Miss KiKi Baby on Instagram, and just my government name on Facebook.
Yeah, and that's private too for all you fucking creeps out there. But thank you for tuning in. This is episode 3. I hope y'all got some gems from us. Again, y'all can check this out on YouTube. It drops every other Friday. You can also check us out anywhere you listen to podcasts. And don't forget, we will be doing some episodes live right over on Twitch and YouTube at the Love Social ENT page. So you don't want to miss it. I'm your host, CJ from the Ski.
Miss KiKi Baby.
You are watching season 2, episode 3 of Love's Social. Peace.